It is getting to be part of our sports blessing. It is the times, the CEO Dozere. That's Amazulu 1, Kaizer Chiefs 3 in the Betway Premiership. Kaizer Chiefs winning convincingly. Maybe. And the Amazulu trying to get back and scramble in the game. But Kaizer Chiefs, the deserved winners if you consider the opening quarter of the game. Lindo Pep, what do you make of the game, sir?
I think ngibulisa wena Nkululeko.
Yes, sir.
Ngibulisa uJustice, ngibulisa amachimbos. To be honest with you Nkululeko, athi siqale so. Congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs for getting maximum points in the 2 games that they played. I think all the big three teams Nkululeko, maximum points in the first 2 games. But for me, very impressed with the technical team. Kaizer Chiefs, obviously they've got in the head coach Unas Nabi. They've got the first assistant Khalil Ben Yusuf. They've got the conditioning coach, the guy that I'm very impressed ngaye, uLentuzu Safi Maji, because I was very critical of uLentuzu Maluleka last season, the bodybuilder. I felt that he made players heavy. They look very energetic Nkululeko. They look very, very energetic. They cover it distance as well, more especially in the first 20 minutes. I think everybody spoke about that. But I think the entire game for me, because the entire last season, they looked very heavy for me. Credit to the goalkeeper coach. He seems like a personality even on the bench. Islay Mauzgi, if I'm calling him right.
But that looks like he's got hair like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We're not sure who's the technical analyst at Kaizer Chiefs as yet. We're still yet to find out. I think there's a guy Bamfuna was in Morocco. But I think they've built an incredible technical team that has very, very high standards you can see on the pitch. I think there's a mentality shift on some of the players, but for me, very crucial. This is where you build the team. The spine has to be very good. I think maybe I still need to see more of the goalkeeper. I'm not sure on Nwari yet because I see like there's too many mistakes in his game. But so far so good. Played well in the first 2 games. I think we still need to see more. But for me, very crucial. The 2 centre backs. Inacho Miguel, not Tutlu, Russian Tutlu from Cape Town Spurs. Nkululeko, what Miguel gives them is personality, arrogance, but also Ungamnyat is very comfortable on the ball as well. You understand? But what Ulentuzo Russian Tutli gives them, which is the opposite of Miguel, that's why they complement each other so well, is that he's a very technical player, very good on the ball. What he gives them the most is comfort on the ball. You understand, Nkululeko? And one of the details that I realized is we spoke about it Maspeki game is identified. I quickly picked it up. I said to myself, what is the first detail? Do not play wide. Don't play away from the pressure because that's the space they want us to go to. Feed Abomart. Feed Uplom. So the objective is every time you choose my petty baller, still a good pass available. But what I like is that after progressing that pass, is a combination play Plom, is a combination Gamart. Very important. Midfielders need to start combining. Uplom, maybe that's the reason why he could not play the whole game. I think he didn't have a preseason. That you must consider that as well. I think he match fitness fan. I think he gave them a very good 45 minutes. I think for me, in my opinion, the most important player in that first 45 minutes because bekanga sabu kulanda ibola lapha emanzini 10 if not aka 10 ukudlala la bheke khona. Keeping izinto simple. What I like about the Kaizer Chiefs more especially today is the control. Keep the ball, make sure to manage the game, more especially in the first half. Allow them good basondel and then play behind. I think that's how most big teams play in Europe, even in Africa. Mamelodi Sundowns plays like that. Orlando Pirates plays like that. Most big teams in Europe play like that. And then play behind with the speed that they have. But this is a crucial thing. For me, their game model moves to this now. They've got Utuba hacking a touchline. And then now they've got Ukross. I think Ukross, they brought him in for final third productivity. I think he's very productive in the final third. I think is one of his strengths is the technique, the technical ability, the balls that he brings in the box. Very, very dangerous. But me, the second half, the recovery can be short. Yeah, short, I'm recover. I think Bampo was more than 4 times where I think Amazulu could have scored. I'm looking at that profile. I'm thinking to myself, they want to bring Oserino inside closer to him too, where Oserino was very influential. If you check the second goal, the first goal, it's good counter pressing. The Jurgen Klopp Gegen press is the best playmaker, more especially if you don't have the midfielder on a special pass. So Miguel jump into the next line, wins that ball there, plays a very, very good through ball behind the defense, which Vavaro takes initiative, takes responsibility, punishes. But this is the goal that I like in my opinion. The second one. Build up patience on the ball, draw them, find Umtu in the hole. Umtu, this is a tactical thing, it's a coaching thing. That's when I said to myself, okay, the technical team are working very, very hard. More especially Upain Yusuf, because he's the first assistant coach. He's in the game when he's playing. He's playing the game with the players. Tactically, the people that need to improve the team and see advantages, nama disadvantages, ama assistant coach, nama analyst. Because Unabi is standing there, he's emotional in the game, he's focusing on what the team is doing. You understand? I'm looking at that detail, I'm saying to myself, Patolum doing the whole first option, open podium to feed Serino. But now this is the thing, I got this Kulumangai and the Kulumangai na Umfuking. I don't want to bring Umfuking into this conversation, but the boy needs to learn from Serino, experienced player. There's so many things Umfuking anazo in this game. But I feel, in my opinion, what Serino does, he can take a lot from them. Outside the Arrogance on the ball. Initiative, uthatha initiative ngule. Ngicela ubheke usebenzisa good run from umuntu uyalidlala la bola, uyal support uthatha decoy run. Userino uses them and kulekile into engihlale ngisho in the PSL. This is what we've lost kuMamelodi Sundowns. A player that can take shots outside the box. A player that takes a responsibility. A player that plays with a lot of arrogance. But also what's important between Miguel and Serino, those are the profiles they needed Kaizer Chiefs. Players that understand the dark arts. Dark arts, knowing when to foul, knowing when to now fouler, knowing when Nkulego.
Sometimes you take the yellow card.
Sometimes taking the yellow card, no, they understand it, and big clubs need to understand that as well. It's not every game where, or every situation where we have to be nice. You cannot be nice. We cannot be friends on the pitch, Nkulego. And that's the personality I like from Miguel. He's brought in the dark arts with Kaizer Chiefs. I felt that, in my opinion, over the past 2 seasons, they are too nice. They are too nice, in my opinion, more especially in the defensive half. I think what he will give them is personality. That's what I said. But now they need Urashen Tiruk, because Urashen Tiruk gives them a different profile. Totally, I mean to say. He gives them comfort. The other one gives them dark art.
Yeah, I think the thing is, like, for everything that they are on the ball, the question they will have to answer is defensively. Their positioning defensively, I felt that they're too far apart from each other, because the one is the right centre back and the other one is the left centre back, and that there's a temptation for them to be too far apart, to be closer to the left back, the left centre back, the right centre back to be closer to the right back, and then that creates a space between them. Either they can solve that by bringing one of their central midfielders. That's what Tso was saying, actually. That bring one of your central midfielders between you to make them like the third centre back. I think, as good as they are, and I think we are biased, all of us, we are biased when we see a good ball-playing centre back. And I said this about Usesane, that Usesane is getting a lot of compliments, but he has not actually been asked questions defensively. And I think even Evanga kind of asked him those questions, and he failed to answer them. I think these guys, Ikotaro, Nosere Dion as well, they asked those guys questions that they could not answer. It's just a coincidence that they did not score. I think, for me, going forward, they're good on the ball, but going forward, the centre backs partnership with their centre midfielder will be one of the crucial questions that Kaizer Chiefs will have to answer. I think. I don't know what you think.
No, to be honest with you, I identified this as well, because they played very well, but it came also in my weakness, but very coachable things. Because I'm looking at the profile and the age of the boy, Russian. Right? I'm thinking I'm a 22-year-old, but for me, technically very good, got all the. But what he needs to improve is reading of the game, and the disadvantage is that it doesn't have pace. They can run in behind him, but now they need to sort out the communication between him and cross. I understand, and then the other one, Miguel, Inacho, I think he needs to learn in the PSL, because in Africa you need to understand, they are used to playing with tall strikers that don't move a lot. In the PSL is going to meet a lot of strikers that move a lot. I think, in my opinion, sometimes it becomes very emotional that he loses his position. I think he did well by winning that ball in the first half, but now they caught him in the second half where he was out of position. If you check at the first detail of
there's a ball that he cleared on the line.
If you can check the detail of a 6, is more especially must attack my fullback is follow the run yaga Ethan Brooks in the box, follow the run yaga number 10. That was the responsibility of Mart, because Udutli already had the responsibility of focus but I think Undwana wanted to commit because of the mistake. Ethan Brooks, they ran behind him, punished him. But for me, I've always vouched for this. I said Forsla, this is his best position. This is his best position, where he's playing like Umudao. He's got a very good recovery run, good near 1v1, technically very good, but what he doesn't have is the engine. He's not a box-to-box fullback. For me, very impressive. Keep to Tuba. This is what they did with Kaizer Chiefs. On one wing, you are looking for technique, because you're playing with a profile of a striker, Uchivavaro. What do you need? You need balls in the box. That's what Cross provides on the other wing. But now Tuba is very direct. Doesn't produce some crosses. What he wants is a isolated fullback. That's how his force, like his most responsibility was to take inside the focus of Muremi. Angazu Muremi nomba ba change my wing again. Angazu ba swap again wing. But Tuba, for me, he needs to improve in that position, because Udlala 1v1 all the time. Can the boy be dangerous, more especially in taking on his fullback? You understand? Impressive performance from a lot of players. Mpulo Blom for me is going to be very important for Kaizer Chiefs. I don't want to overpraise him because I still want to see more. Nguleko ngaba star more receiver under pressure.
Yeah.
Can we see him against the Mamelodi Sundowns over the weekend? Ngifuna ukumchecka kahle where there's pressure manje because Mamelodi Sundowns press. I understand. Yusuf Martin, in my opinion, Nguleko. And I understand there's so many people who are unhappy with him. But for me, I like the character. I think the boy we are switcher on. He might make a lot of sloppy mistakes in terms of diagonal balls and overpassing a ball or losing a position tactical. But for me, I like the energy. I like the character of the boy. The boy is coming all right. I would be lying, in my opinion, Kuleo, if I'm saying the boy is not improving. Would you
play him?
Not as a 6. I don't think
in your team at all, in your starting 11 at all, would you play him?
No, he's not the kind of midfielder. You know what? Because you know why, Nkuleko. Untana ma midfielder dlala Arrogance. For me, in some situations, I think so.
Would you play him? Because
no, I wouldn't.
You are selling the idea that he's getting better. Is it so better that you would play him?
No, I wouldn't play him. Because one of the reasons why I wouldn't play him, I need to give a reason. The reason why I wouldn't play him is I need a little bit more arrogance on the ball. If I vumi phambili Nkuleko, can you pass ama center backs or pass goalkeeper sivule siphinde sicale futhi support to collect and then play a forward pass? Can we see a little bit of arrogance in his game? Because he's the captain of the team. That's why they cannot sub him, because they need to give him that respect. But now he needs to initiate.
They're putting themselves in a trap.
Because
it's not their best player for him to be given the armband so that he cannot be subbed. But let's wrap it up. I know we haven't touched on Amazulu, but really I'm getting tired a little bit. What is your reading of Kaizer Chiefs so far? What are they to you so far? Because I think what we can say is that they are no longer a pushover team. A big team who can be beaten by any club. Polokwane City could beat them on their day, any team last season, the season before. Are they now starting to look like a team that's not going to be a pushover?
I think personality is a big thing. I think the profile of the team looks better as well. I think I'm very impressed. I think I'm a personality. I think I'm very impressed with the personality on the pitch, Nkuleko. Pain resistance. I think they work for one another. I think there's an element of brotherhood as well. You can see in Nkuleko that they push for one another. You know what I mean? And for me, I think the introduction of the technical team as well, I said Nkuleko, they are raising the standards. I think that the bar is very high. I think for you to play, I think you need to work without the ball. But check about pressing endurance, check about Serino, the aggression in terms of how they press, about Duba. You know, very impressed. For me, personality is what makes Kaizer Chiefs different. I think they are not a pushover based on the technical team that they have and the profile of players that they have. But Nkuleko, we can't shy away from the fact that also they've got too many average players. Look at Amasaba Fagile, Nkuleko, trophy game. Siles, I don't know.
Christian Pasomboli Saile.
But anyway, Siles trophy game for me. Lengwenya se Venezuela na trophy game. It's expected game management. Mabata to introduce. Can you manage the game? Kaizer Chiefs leader 3-1. Sek introducer. By Russia. Another thing, again. Not I mean to say Opricado. I am Opricado. But I'm going to be a little bit harsh today, because it's positive criticism. I need him to improve. I know he's a midfielder. He's not a winger. That's not his best position. He's playing in an uncomfortable position. But not all the time, team leaders, funny game management, it's funny control. Big clubs operate like that. That's the style of play anyway Kaizer Chiefs. Utati polo diagonal pass. I don't know whether it's an instruction from the coach as well. Because for me...
but he's not playing to the moment. The moment doesn't need him to play the diagonal pass. Even if the coach said to him, diagonal, but the moment doesn't ask you to do that. You have to read the game.
Besides, you need to be an experienced player, win things for a team before a shy frame pass. Maybe I'm a frame pass. Instagram, frame pass. But the boy is technically very good. The boy is talented. But can he be effective? More special Magangena second half. He did very well last game. Can he be effective? But some very, very good performances from Kaizer Chiefs. And then
maybe 60 seconds on Pablo Franco on Amazulu and their approach.
Nkuleko, the first 20 minutes, I think they were very open. It's because they wanted to play pound for pound in Kaizer Chiefs. They kept the ball as well, tried to keep the ball. I think players like Abu Philis, they are very important. Players like Abu Mupara, they are very important in their build-up phase, in their consolidation phase. I'm looking at their wingers, ineffective, Abu Muremi. Failed 1v1 battles. I don't understand what they are trying to do in midfield, because most of the time people will jump. But in the second half, when they started closely Nkuleko. Ungema played very close. No, Mutswara. I think that was the biggest mistake in my opinion, because we were Pina Kaizer Chiefs. For me, when they started using it double number 10, that's when they started being more effective. Mutswara, I won in that hole. I find Amapola. But Uphilis was very important in them finding their double number 10, finding their 8. Uphilis has a crazy pass that he plays that breaks lines. For me, one of the most underrated centre backs in my opinion. And then very arrogant on the ball. Hanamop gave them legs on the left. Cross when you cross committed so many mistakes in my opinion. I think Amazulu could have also scored 3. There was a period when Kulego Gwenya by Poboza more than 4 times. Gune chance umurema shaya ngalipale, gune chance ka igagaro ngekanda. There's a second one Kulego futhi eshayipali ka igagaro as well. And I said to myself, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, Amazulu, more especially in the final third. But the idea is there. The performance in the first half let them down, Kulego. But much better performance in the second half.
Right.
In terms of profile and profile of the squad, for me they need more younger players. They need younger players. They've got so many high-profile players. They're very experienced players that are not giving Amazulu anything.
There you go. Thank you so much, Lindo. Thank you very much to everyone who's watched all of our videos. That's the 5th video that we're shooting today. They're cool. I'm literally dead by the end of it. I wish I could ask these guys for 2 minutes and they're done. But anyways, that's not the product that we sell. We sell videos that are at least 8-10 minutes long, especially when there's no back-to-back matches. We hope you enjoy them. You can engage with them, subscribe and like and comment and dislike as well. Say whatever the fuck you want to say actually on the comment section. It's your right. We don't read that. iDiskiTV, Diski Times, War Sports Betting. Thank you for watching us.